Ladies and gentlemen, for a long time, the search for life and civilizations beyond Earth has been one of the most captivating topics in planetary science conferences and public imagination. Most of us believe that if life can exist on Earth, it is highly likely that it can also exist on other planets in the universe. Recently, NASA announced that they have discovered a highly promising planet for life. It is one of the most Earth-like planets ever found, particularly in terms of size. Scientists speculate that this planet may have an atmosphere similar to Earth or Venus, making it a potentially habitable world. More importantly, this newly discovered planet is very close to us astronomically, only about 40 light-years away from Earth. So, what is the reality of this discovery? Let's delve into it together. Human belief in extraterrestrial life has been kindled from early on, but it wasn't until the 1990s, after the discovery of the first exoplanet, that we truly began systematic surveys of exoplanets, searching for habitable worlds. A habitable planet is simply understood as a planet like Earth, meaning it lies within the habitable zone of its host star, known as the Goldilocks zone. This is a distance that is just right, not too hot and not too cold, for liquid water to exist on the planet's surface. If a planet has a suitable atmosphere, Earth-like life could potentially thrive. Starting with this basic understanding, scientists have trained their telescopes to hunt for exoplanets, particularly those within the Goldilocks zone. However, they are not always lucky enough to find such worlds. Each year, only one or a few planets out of thousands discovered are confirmed to be within the Goldilocks zone. Recently, using the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, TESS, NASA scientists announced the discovery of a highly promising candidate for life. This planet, similar in size to Earth, lies within the Goldilocks zone and is one of the closest potentially habitable exoplanets to us. This exoplanet is known as Gliese 12b. If you compare Gliese 12b to our planet, you will see it is slightly smaller. In fact, its radius is about 95.8% that of Earth's. With this size, it is similar to Venus, which has a radius about 94.9% that of Earth's. Despite having a similar radius, the planet is quite massive. Its mass is about 3.87 times that of Earth, indicating it is geologically dense. The planet orbits a red dwarf star at a distance of 0.068 Australian, approximately 10.3 million kilometers, which is only about 6.9% of the distance from Earth to the Sun. However, since its host star is a relatively cool red dwarf, the amount of radiation the planet receives from its star is only about 1.6 times the amount Earth receives from the Sun compared to Venus. Gliese 12b receives about 85% of the radiation Venus gets from the Sun. This means that while the planet may be hotter than Earth, it is cooler than Venus. Scientists believe that if the planet does not have an atmosphere, its surface temperature would be around 42 degrees Celsius, which is hotter than Earth's average temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. However, if it has a thick atmosphere, the surface temperature could be higher. At a distance of 10.3 million kilometers, the planet takes only 12.8 days to complete an orbit, meaning a year on this planet is equivalent to just 12.8 Earth days. If humans had the chance to set foot and live on this planet, our lifespan could theoretically be measured in hundreds of years. In summary, Gliese 12b is a temperate world, close to Earth, and potentially habitable. It lies within the Goldilocks zone, meaning that if it has water, it could exist in liquid form. As we know, water is a crucial ingredient for Earth-like life, making this planet an ideal target for further research. Gliese 12b is the only exoplanet orbiting its host star, Gliese 12, which is located in the direction of the Pisces constellation, about 40 light-years from Earth, or approximately 380 trillion kilometers. This distance is very far for humans. With current technology, we certainly cannot send spacecraft to this planet. However, in astronomical terms, it is relatively close. It is one of the closest exoplanets to Earth. Shire Dolakia, a PhD candidate at the Centre for Astrophysics at the University of Southern Queensland in Australia, stated that Gliese 12b is one of the best targets for studying whether Earth-sized planets orbiting cool stars can retain their atmospheres. This is essential for enhancing our understanding of the potential for life on planets within our galaxy. The star that the planet orbits is named Gliese 12, a red dwarf star. This type of star is known to be small and much cooler than our Sun. The star has a mass about 24% that of the Sun, and in terms of radius, it is only about 27% that of the Sun. Consequently, the temperature of the star is quite low, around 3,000 degrees Celsius, significantly lower than the Sun's 5,500 degrees Celsius. The lower luminosity of red dwarf stars means that the habitable zone around them is much closer. This explains why the planet, despite being very close to its host star, still lies within the star's Goldilocks zone. The discovery of an Earth-sized exoplanet very close to us, which also possesses many potential factors for life, such as Gliese 12b, provides an excellent opportunity for further research with the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST. The remaining task for scientists is to determine whether the planet has an atmosphere. During the next transit of the planet in front of its star, JWST can observe the light passing through the planet's atmosphere. If an atmosphere exists, it will carry the distinctive signatures of various elements that JWST is sensitive enough to detect. Scientists predict that if the planet has an atmosphere, it will be relatively thin, which is good news for the potential for life. A thick atmosphere would increase the planet's surface temperature well beyond 42 degrees Celsius, which could be detrimental to life. Conversely, even if the planet lacks an atmosphere, it remains a prime target for studying extraterrestrial life, particularly life around red dwarf stars, which are common in the universe. The discovery of Gliese 12b was announced by NASA on May 23, 2024, and it has since garnered significant public interest. To detect this fascinating planet, NASA used the TESS, along with the participation of 2 international teams of astronomers. TESS is renowned for finding exoplanets using the transit method, meaning it surveys a large area of the sky approximately once a month, monitoring the brightness of tens of thousands of stars. If a planet transits in front of a star, it causes a slight dimming of the star's light, from which the presence of an exoplanet can be inferred. Using this method, TESS has discovered 440 exoplanets to date. Red dwarf stars, with their small size and cool temperature, are ideal for TESS to search for planets. The reason is simple. A smaller star means less dazzling light to obscure the planet, and the low mass means that an orbiting planet can cause more noticeable disturbances in the star's motion, making smaller planets easier to detect. After being discovered by TESS, international research teams from the University of California in the United States, the University of Tokyo in Japan, and the Centre for Astrophysics at the University of Queensland in Australia have worked together to verify the existence and habitability of Gliese 12b. The teams agree that studying the habitability of Gliese 12b could illuminate aspects of the solar system's evolutionary process. They explain that Earth and Venus both lie within the Sun's Goldilocks zone, but ultimately, Earth is habitable while Venus is not. Therefore, in-depth research on Gliese 12b's atmosphere could teach us much about the pathways to sustaining life on planets in the solar system. In conclusion, the discovery of Gliese 12b represents a significant step forward in our search for habitable worlds and the potential for life beyond Earth. The combination of advanced observational techniques, space-based missions, and international collaboration is driving this exciting field of research. As we continue to explore the cosmos, each new discovery brings us closer to understanding the conditions necessary for life and our place in the universe. Exploring the possibilities of life on Gliese 12b could also provide valuable insights into the broader questions of astrobiology and the potential for life elsewhere in the galaxy. The study of exoplanets, especially those in the habitable zone, is crucial in answering the age-old question: are we alone in the universe? This discovery encourages scientists and the public to keep looking up and wondering about the myriad possibilities that the cosmos holds. Thank you for following this program, and we will continue to update you with the latest news about our cosmic discoveries. Goodbye, and see you next time. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Mystery YouTube channel. This is my small, shabby workspace where I created this video. I have a simple microphone for recording. Here is the script that I typed and edited on paper. This is the folder on my computer where I store the resources for this video. And this is the video editing software. As you can see on the screen, I spent a lot of time making this video. If you are still watching, please support me by clicking the like button, subscribe, and leaving a comment below the video. This will motivate me to create more and better videos. Thank you.